All right, gang, welcome back. Let's just dig into it. So last week I assigned y'all some pages of the book, and I'm just going to go over them kind of quickly here um, to point out anything that I think is important. Um, and yeah, as always, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. We can do a Zoom call if we need to. But yeah, let's get started. Just a few things. This class is very dense. There's a lot. Assuming you've cracked the book, you've seen that there's a lot to know and learn about the test and how it works. Um, so I don't expect you to be experts overnight. In fact, that kind of brings me to my next point. 90% of what you can get out of this class comes from you and doing practice. Going over practice problems and the book and reviewing and studying and practicing. So you're not going to be an expert overnight. It takes time and it takes work. So if things are seeming impossible or really difficult at this point, that's fine. It probably should. This is weird and hard. But you got the book, you got me. So use the resources available to you. And I should probably put some practice material on Blackboard for y'all to get to work, since I've just been talking about how much work it takes. So I'm going to do that too. And yeah. So the first thing I assigned for y'all to read was the bit about levels of truth. And you are probably going to see me refer down to my teacher's notes, which is this big fucker right here. But anyway, levels of truth. This idea is something that, like, almost half of the test uses. Hold on a second. So this is really important to get. So if I say something like, Raleigh is the capital of North Carolina, is that true? Yes, it is. Good job, class. I'm also very used to teaching this where I can actually interact, so this is a fun experience for me. Anyway, yes, it's true. But is it the right answer? Well, that depends on the question that is asked. And nearly half the questions on the LSAT are asking for which of the following must be false. So if you are looking through the answer choices and you see Raleigh's the capital of North Carolina and you circle it because, yeah, that one's true, that must be the right answer, you messed up and you lost a point. So you have to pay attention to what level of truth any particular question is asking for. So to add to that, it's not just true or false. There's also the certainty associated with it. So if the question is asking for something that must be true, that means there is only one answer choice that must be true in all circumstances. Anything that could possibly be false, if you can come up with any scenario that would make an answer choice false, even if it could still be true, then it's a wrong answer and you can eliminate it. If the question is asking you for something that could be false, that means only one answer choice could possibly be false, and all of the others must be true based on the information they've given you. So that's a pretty good key idea here too, is that there's always only one correct answer and 4 provably wrong ones. So anytime it's asking like, which of these best strengthens the argument or provides the most support for it, you can ignore any of those weasel words like is the best choice. There's one right one and 4 wrong ones. So your job is to figure out what would make the right answer right and select that. But yeah, this whole must be true, could be true thing. If the question is asking you for anything that could, for the answer choice that could be true, that means anything that must be true obviously could be true because it is true. Like, could Raleigh be the capital of North Carolina? Yes, because it is. It's true. So, I'm going to put a little Venn diagram right here if I can figure out how to do that. So like if this circle represents everything that's true and this everything that the entire realm of possibility for things that are true, and this circle is everything, I hope I put it in the right place, and this circle is everything that could represents everything that's false or possibly false. This part here of the truth circle that has nothing that could possibly be false in it, that's going to be must be true. Anything that could possibly false does not fall inside of must be true. But if all we're looking for is something that could be true, then there's going to be some things that could be false that could still be true, if you can come up with some way to make it true. And same thing for must be false. For must be false, if it could possibly be true, it's a wrong answer, so it's a way to eliminate them. And that's kind of what this is all about, is knowing what level of truth you're looking for so you know what to eliminate. So when it says, like, which of the following pieces cannot be included in the performance, you're looking one that must not be included. So anything that could possibly be included, you can eliminate that answer choice. That's why this skill is important. And let me just skip ahead here a little bit, because ideally you'll do these exercises on your own. And yeah, let's see, where are we going? Oh, so with that idea that we're looking for figuring out what must be true, what must be false, and what's just possible, well, we need to figure out how to determine that. And for that, we're going to rely on the good old art of deduction for any of you Sherlock Holmes fans. And I honestly don't know if any of you are. There was that TV show Sherlock that I personally found distasteful. I did not care for it, but I loved Elementary with the guy from Trainspotting. That's unimportant though. So it says, often you will need to combine statements to make the relevant inferences. And if you took that practice test like I told you, that should sound kind of familiar, because that's what you're doing in a logic game. It gives you some statements and you have to make inferences based on those statements. So if it says Ainsley owns at least 2 red shirts, and Ainsley has worn every shirt that she owns, well, what can we know by combining these two statements? Well, does she own a blue shirt? I don't know. It doesn't tell us that they do. Is Ainsley a boy name or a girl name? Girl name. So we don't know whether she owns a blue shirt or not. It doesn't say that she does, but it doesn't say that she doesn't. So just because it doesn't say something is there, don't treat that as it not being there, right? Like, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. We don't have enough information. So the idea that Ainsley has a blue shirt could be true. It could also be false. We can't really file that under must be either way. But when it says Ainsley has worn a red shirt, hell yeah, absolutely, must be true. She's got 2 red shirts and she has worn every shirt that she owns. This kind of makes me wonder if I've worn every shirt that I own. Probably not. Anyway, that must be true, and we needed both of those statements to get there. If we only have statement 1, then we don't know if she's worn it. If we only have statement 2, then we don't know that she has red shirts. But combining them, we can prove that yes, this must be true every single time. Does she own 4 red shirts? Maybe. It says right there that she owns at least 2. And words like at least are very important here. If it said she owns exactly 2 red shirts, then we could say, no, she does not own 4 red shirts. She owns exactly 2. But because it says at least 2, that's pretty good. That gives us some could be true possibilities here. And then the last one, she owns red shirts that she has never worn. We can prove that's false based on just these 2 statements. And I'm going to keep coming back to that idea, just these 2 statements. Nowhere on this test are you required, nor should you bring in outside knowledge. Focus everything only on just what they give you. So like if you get a question about, I don't know, 8th century styles of dress, and you just happen to have taken a class on 8th century styles of dress, ignore all that crap because all you are taking into account is what they give you. So yeah, make sure to do those exercises around that and read the explanations about them as well for how to be making good deductions, because that's going to feed very heavily into what we're going to do with logic games. And I think I'm actually going to stop this video here because it's already 11 minutes, and I don't like making videos longer than 11 minutes. So, I'll come back with a video to start on logic games later on, and hit me if you have any questions, concerns, doubts, misunderstandings about that first part. What is that? Pages 11 to 23. And cool beans. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.